Krsna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda.
Hare Krishna, welcome back to our channel Bhagavad-gita. Here it is, because we have Bhagavad-gita as it is, translation and commentary by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. And my name is Latika, and today we are sitting outside in the garden in Bålsta at the home of our dear friends Bhakti and Bhakti Raya, because the weather really doesn't allow us to be indoors anymore. We are reading from we just started the 5th chapter, Karma Yoga, Action in Krishna Consciousness, because we had a whole 3rd chapter is about activity, because activity, action is a little confusing, so we need to revisit it. But here is even more in the context of Krishna consciousness, because activity, we think it's a simple thing. I do something, that's an activity. But in the Vedic sense, in the karmic sense, activity also means activity that has a result, a material result. And activity in Krishna consciousness is on a spiritual level, and then karma is not applicable anymore. There's a big difference, and Krishna will answer Arjuna's questions and enlighten us further. So I'm reading text 2. Shri Bhagavanu Vacha Sannyasa Karma Yogascha Nishreyasa Karavubo Tayostu Karma Sannyasat Karma Yogo Vishishyate. The personality of Godhead replied, renunciation of work and work in devotion are both good for liberation, but of the two, work in devotional service is better than renunciation of work. So I can read Arjuna's question again, which is the text 1 here. Arjuna said, O Krishna, first of all you ask me to renounce work, and then again you recommend work with devotion. Now will you kindly tell me definitely which of the two is more beneficial? So Krishna says both are good, but ultimately devotional service is better, because it's actually the goal. The very goal of all the yoga processes is to connect again to Krishna in devotional service. Purport. Fruitive activities seeking sense gratification are cause for material bondage. Fruitive activities seeking sense gratification are cause for material bondage. As long as one is engaged in activities aimed at improving the standard of bodily comfort, one is sure to transmigrate to different types of bodies, thereby continuing material bondage perpetually. So that is a small piece of information, especially for us in this western part of the world, where we really don't have so much knowledge about the law of karma, not such a complete understanding of reincarnation. We don't consider these things because we don't see them, but there are many things that we don't see that would do very well for us to consider. If we are growing up and we're taking an education, we cannot see the future, but still our endeavor at this time will bring us to a certain future, and therefore it's kind of intelligent to consider, what kind of future do I want? And sometimes we see around us, this summer this summer has been very unusual. I'm in Sweden, and we've had warm sunny days all of May, practically all of June and all of July, and we've never seen anything like it. We have wildfires, forest fires going on in Sweden in dimensions that we've never seen before, and therefore we may think, why does this happen? What have we done to make it happen? And what do we want in the future? And an intelligent person will try to, consider today's activities with what they will bring tomorrow. Of course, this is a little bit difficult because it's like the whole society has built up to this point, and as an individual person, it may not be very easy to do anything. But still, an intelligent person will keep these things in mind in the choices we do. And here, when we understand that all material activities, as long as I do my activities in life with the aim to create a better situation for myself, improve the standard of bodily comfort, is the word Prabhupada uses here, then we will take the results from that. And therefore, this position that Krishna is asking Arjuna, this is a position that we all can take, doing our duties out of duty, not out of desire for the result. And if we add Krishna consciousness, doing them actually to please Krishna, to please God, then we're outside of the realm of karma altogether. It doesn't mean we will sit down and do nothing, but karmically speaking, the result will be the same. Or even better, because even when we do nothing, there's a certain karma every time we breathe, every time we cook something, every time we walk. We may kill someone. And if we do nothing, if we neglect that which is our duty, there will be a karmic result to that as well. So here, Krishna is suggesting the perfect strategy for spiritual life in the material world. And this should be highly interesting to all of us, because all of us, we're spiritual living entities, somehow or another stuck in this material world. So, yes, this is information that we want to take to heart. I'll continue reading. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 5, text 4-6 confirms this as follows. Nunang pramatta kurute vikarma yad indriya pritaya aprinoti nasadhu manyayata atmano yang asan apikleshada asadeha parabhavastavada bodhajato yavanna jigyasata atmatattvam yavat kriyastavadidang manovai karamatmakang yena sharira bandha Evang mana karma vashang prayunkte avidyayat manyupadhiyamane pritirnayavan maya vasudeve namuchyate deha yogena tavat. People are mad after sense gratification, and they do not know that this present body, which is full of miseries, is a result of one's fruitive activities in the past. Although this body is temporary, it is always giving one trouble in many ways. Therefore, to act for sense gratification is not good. One is considered to be a failure in life as long as he makes no inquiry about his real identity. As long as he does not know his real identity, he has to work for fruitive results of sense gratification. And as long as one is engrossed in the consciousness of sense gratification, one has to transmigrate from one body to another. Although the mind may be engrossed in fruitive activities and influenced by ignorance, one must develop a love for devotional service to Vasudeva. Only then can one have the opportunity to get out of the bondage of material existence. So we turn to Bhagavad-gita, first of all, to get this perspective on life, because otherwise we look around and we want to choose an identity, a way of life, a certain direction. And we look around us and we see that different people, they have different types of life. And they may not agree, and they may not like... I remember going to school, somehow or another, identity and music was very connected. So you meet someone new, and you would immediately ask, which style of music do you like? And the people who like the pop music, and the people who like the rock music, and the people who liked, I don't know, reggae or something else. Now we have even newer styles. And then somehow or another that became, we are this group and you are that other group, and as if that had anything to do with a person's like nature and value as a person. It's kind of ridiculous looking back at it, but it was very natural. And then we see further on, we see people have different interests, have different types of work, have different ideologies, and they make a very big impact on our lives. But really, when we understand the information of the Bhagavad-gita, I'm not this body. I am really not this body. And if my whole life is centered around this body or others' bodies, even doing welfare work or even working for equal rights, so many things that are good and important, I'm not saying that they are not. But without that perspective of what is my actual real identity, what is my actual real identity before you coming to that position of understanding, I am actually the spirit soul and not this body, we are not equipped to understand the rest of Bhagavad-gita. And here the rest of Bhagavad-gita describes how, as long as we are not taking up this practice in our lives, then whatever we do will have a result in creating the next body, the next life in this material world. And it may be good or bad. It may be very different. The point is, we're still stuck in the material world, and no matter how good that body is, it will take us to the next body and the next. And no matter how bad it is, it will be temporary. Dukkalayama shashvatam. There will be suffering, but they will be temporary. For as long as we don't get out of this world. We notice that now everyone, as I said, I'm from Sweden, and all winter long everyone is dreaming of the sun and the summer and how nice it's going to be when it's warm. And this year, it's very rare to meet someone who enjoys it being warm, because it's too warm. It's too warm. We cannot function, we cannot enjoy, because it's too hot and we're sweating and we're getting confused and we can't focus and we can't do work. So whatever we have, it's not sufficient, and especially whatever we have, we will end. I don't want to be morbid or anything, but whatever we have, we will die. And then what happens after death? Nobody can answer that. We can go to all our schools and all our political parties, and they will not have any idea, because that type of work doesn't have that focus. Bhagavad-gita has that focus. I am a spirit soul right now. After death, I will still be a spirit soul. Depending on my activities, my consciousness in this life, I will prepare my next situation. And in general, doing material activities, I will prepare a body, another body after this one. But we have the opportunity of getting out of that entanglement, of actually coming to the eternal situation where the spirit soul will be eternally at home. Therefore, jnana, or knowledge that one is not this material body but spirit soul, is not sufficient for liberation. One has to act in the status of spirit soul, otherwise there is no escape from material bondage. Action in Krishna consciousness is not, however, action on a fruity platform. Activities performed in full knowledge strengthens one's advancement in real knowledge. Without Krishna consciousness, mere renunciation of fruitive activities does not actually purify the heart of the conditioned soul. As long as the heart is not purified, one has to work on the fruitive platform. But action in Krishna consciousness automatically helps one escape the result of fruitive action, so that one need not descend to the material platform. Therefore, action in Krishna consciousness is always superior to renunciation, which always entails a risk of falling. So yes, we hear about karma, and I think a lot of people have a certain grasp of the idea of karma. Whatever we do, it will bring a result to us that we cannot really avoid. And then you think, let's make good karma, or let's try to avoid karma. The problem is not karma, because when you take to spiritual life, you can very easily become liberated from that karma. The problem is the desires in the heart that drive us to perform material activities that creates the karma. Because desire is actually the basis of everything. If we didn't have any desires, nothing would happen. And our desires in this material world especially crash and collide with others' desires. And it creates this whole situation we're inside, but it especially creates the impetus for us to work in a fruitive sense, which then creates, results, reactions, body after body. So this Krishna consciousness is so nice in that way that it doesn't require a separate effort, but by taking up the process of Krishna consciousness, we will wake up the soul's natural desire to be connected to God. It's a little more noisy outside than indoors. I hope you can still hear me. Because Krishna spoke to Arjuna on the battlefield, and I'm sure it was quite noisy there as well. So we're kind of following a tradition here. Renunciation without Krishna consciousness is incomplete, as is confirmed by Srila Rupa Goswami in his Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. And Prabhupada has published a summary study called Nectar of Devotion. prapanchi kataya buddhya hari sambandhi vastuna mumukshubir parityago vairagyam palgu katyate. When persons eager to achieve liberation renounce things related to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, thinking them to be material, their renunciation is called incomplete. Renunciation is complete when it is in the knowledge that everything in existence belongs to the Lord and that no one should claim proprietorship over anything. One should understand that factually nothing belongs to anyone. Then, where is the question of renunciation? One who knows that everything is Krishna's property is always situated in renunciation. Since everything belongs to Krishna, everything should be employed in the service of Krishna. This perfect form of action in Krishna consciousness is far better than any amount of artificial renunciation by sannyasis of the Mayavad school. So yes, then it becomes very easy. If I know it's Krishna's and I use it in Krishna's service, I don't develop that artificial attachment, that artificial identification in this material world. And to just give it up like without any understanding of the connection to Krishna, it doesn't really take us anywhere. It doesn't really create this ability to move, to grow and develop spiritually. But by actually taking to Krishna consciousness, by connecting our activities in service to Krishna, by connecting our properties, everything like that, then we will be very satisfied. We will be able to wake up to our spiritual identity and we will grow in spiritual knowledge more and more. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you for watching. We aim for updates every Tuesday and Friday. Please come back. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down there. We also have some links and information for you. And there is, of course, the subscribe button. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
I'm a Hare Krishna, and I approve this message. Subscribe.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.